A very good everybody and welcome to another video. This is your favorite funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I will be your captain for today's flight, I hope. And we'll give the Snaptech / EVRA Airbus A220-300 another shot. Yesterday we did it and turned on from the internal lighting, and there was a crash to desktop just moments after we started our descent. The overall performance has definitely improved, but I'm not saying it is perfectly fine just yet for me. But then the crash desktop happened. So right now we're going to try again. And this time we'll be flying a real-world operated flight by airBaltic from Riga to Stockholm. Should be about 54 minutes of airtime, including altitude 32,000 feet, so let's just hop on it. We'll be using real-world time and real-world weather, same time as AI for our ATC. We're parked at, I don't know what gate, 55. Actually, we had to sort of use the slow mode and park us somewhere because all the parking positions just look a little weird with the wings going through the buildings and everything. So let's first get our parking position by approximation. So this should be gate 107. I'm just noting this down. It's just nice when we contact agencies that we have something that resembles something at least. Right, let's hop on it. Get out of that noisy atmosphere there with the ground power unit. Also turn these three on now. The aircraft will start for some of the lights I was looking for yesterday when the cockpit turned dark. But then yesterday when I opened up this entrance light and the dome light, and the simulator just crashed on me. On the checklist, we'll leave that here. That should be fine. APU or external power, that is as required. Equipment cooling inlet, select auto. On, yeah. And that is loud. Three flights, first flight of the day, sure. So these are, I'm just going to check all of them. Altimeters, well, find the ATIS information. Zero 180.
Sea visibility 10 kilometers. Fuel at 2800. Temperature 19er, 2.12. QNH 1025. Transition level 60. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima. Riga International Airport, information Lima. 11200 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 36. Wind 360 at 8. Visibility 10 kilometers. Fuel at 2800. Temperature 19er, 2.12. QNH 1025. Transition level 60. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima.
Alright, that's the information we need. And
Riga International Airport. Information Lima.
118-805.
1120 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 36.
Get our OFP. Crossing next 12. Cruising 320. Block fuel 4368. And our routing. Out of runway 36 with the LAPSA 4 Juliet departure. And then for the arrival 01 left with the XILAN 5 mic. Let's go ahead and request our clearance. Ground, good afternoon, airBaltic 213. Type is Airbus A220-300. We are at gate 107. We have information Lima and requesting our IFR clearance.
airBaltic 213, clear to Stockholm Arlanda via the LAPSA 4 Juliet departure. Initial climb 4000. Departure on 129.925. Squawk 7222. Expect runway 36.
Cleared via the LAPSA 4 Juliet departure. Initial climb 4000. Departure frequency 129.925, squawk 7222, and departing runway will be 36, airBaltic 213.
airBaltic 213, read back correct.
I love the air. Very good. Alright, cool. Hopefully this time we'll make it. So we are on the native database. That was also an issue yesterday, but it's looking good. Position, well, it's actually still figuring out where it is, but we can start with the flight plan, and then we'll actually go to our secondary, where we then can activate, execute, and it will now be the active. Departures, departure runway 36, and we got the LAPSA 4 Juliet. That's looking good so far. Execute, looks like you have to press it twice. Then for the arrivals, runway 01 left. XILAN 5 mic. And vectors, I think. So execute, and again. For the flight number, airBaltic is Bravo Tango India 21. Flight number, our alternate. Never really mess with all the alternates. Echo Sierra, Oscar, Echo. Please cruising altitude 140. And we'll execute that as well. And from the wind, you can just, as well as I do it, just like here, we got some winds for the flight. I believe that actually by waypoints, which is pretty cool. Now for the fuel, let's go to the EFB load sheet, Simbrief Airport. 4368. We got 158 passengers. Zero fuel weight 46362. And you could see it puts it there and then it removes it. It's the weirdest thing. I still don't know. Yesterday it worked suddenly, like the first time. Not sure if I'm doing anything wrong. Actually, let's load the aircraft. There you go. So zero fuel weight was wrong anyway. 53719. Now it does say the old one then. 537. Come on, 7. You can do it. 1 time. But luckily it also overrides. That's cool. 24.8. Even if you don't know what you're doing, this is very soothing. Well, at least to my brain. 158. That's the number of passengers, and the block fuel would be 4368. And our taxi fuel 163. The rest of these values, I'm sure that will be fine. Execute that. ETP, I have no clue what this is. I don't think we'll need it. So performance. Takeoff performance, sync weather and FMS. Runway 36. 0 at 8. Temperature 1 minus. Now let's go and calculate that. Or rather, we click calculate in the FMS. The EFB calculates for us. Takeoff 1, V1 is 128, 134, 141, flaps 2. Let's send this to the FMS. 128, 34, 41. Set those. Takeoff 1. Outside air temperature is 1 minus. Wind was 360 at 8. Lead source will be the engine. Altitude 60. Pressure flight level, we'll do this later. And here should be our route.
All aircraft information mic is now current, QNH 1025.
QNH1025. Transition level 60. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima. Riga International Airport. Information Lima. 1120 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 36. Wind 360 at 8. Visibility 10 kilometers. Fuel at 2800. Temperature 19er, 2.12. QNH 1025. Transition level 60. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima. Riga International Airport. Information Lima. 1120 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 36. Wind 360 at 8. Visibility 10 kilometers. Fuel at 2800. Temperature 19er, 2.12. QNH 1025. Transition level 60.
I think we're still on Lima.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima.
That's so stupid. That's just plain stupid. So we use St. Engines. St. Engines tells us, hey man, we're on information mic. So we check information mic, or we check the ATIS and still on Lima. So yeah. So alright, so we'll just leave that. The altimeters have been set and, well, goals checked. They should be. Central panel, these are just all go to accept. I'm very happy with those. Before start, departure briefing complete. Well, let's have a look at the departure. Out of runway 36. There will be a left turn. Max 180 knots. Enter above 1000, enter above 2500. Max speed 230 knots. Max 250, that's normal. And then we have the LAPSA for Juliet, that's this one. Taking us to LAPSA right there. Oh, if you ask me, that is departure briefing completed. Let's turn on the APU. APU's starting up. The little door open.
AirBaltic 31 Juliet, taxi to parking via Delta, Victor, Whiskey.
The second time that I
Victor
witnessed
Whiskey,
doing
AirBaltic 31 Juliet.
all of a sudden the sound cuts off, but then later when you return to it, well, not this much later, but there you go. I don't know if this is supposed to be like that, but it's what I've noticed. Okay. So this APU, and I think the APU bleed, this is also automatic. Yeah, you can turn it off, so it'll be on by default. That's very cool. Then it also means external power, we can disconnect that now. So we'll disconnect it up there, and then we'll turn it off rather, and we'll disconnect, remove GPU. Let's also remove the chocks. The bot sign can come on. Do we have our fuel? 4360. Then it's beacon time, and parking brake is required. The parking brake set. Beacon can go on. Our parking brake is set, so that's complete. obviously we'll need to start the engine soon. Now, our initial climb, 4,000 feet. Not sure about the modes of this aircraft. Let's see, we have flight director there as well. We have our V-speeds right there, that's cool. So right now it's in heading mode. And FPA. And check the runway heading, just thing to do, I guess. Oh, 355 degrees. Already set actually. Let's choose nav, so navigation. And sure about the auto thrust if we can already. We'll just first start the engines, but let's try and not to forget the auto thrust system there. And let's try VNAV just from the get-go. Then our squawk code 7222. Wait, we can do this from here. Where was that? This plane has lots of options. Can we just type here 7222 and then put it here? That's pretty cool. Alright. This back to map. Invalid speed use. Either manual or FMS. I would like FMS. Better speeds use manual, so does it mean we'll have to set our speed? So set 140. This is something I'm not quite getting. And if we arm the auto thrust system, would that make it more happy perhaps? Totally not impressed. So for now, we'll put this just to 141. I guess we can request our start. Ground airBaltic 213, request push and start.
airBaltic 213, push and start approved, face west.
Push and start approved, face west, airBaltic 213. Pushback, I will just use the pushback helper. Then it's stuck. first nose to the left, tail to the right. Right, engine number 1. Right, that's a little bit funny, but there we are. Parking brake set. That's for first engine is starting up here. And hopefully she does a little bit better this time, this plane. The crash to desktop yesterday was not all that great. I know the team behind this, the developers, they are really working very hard to just keep pushing update after update. Let's go ahead and start the engine number 2. We can set flaps for takeoff at 2. So again, we are using the variant of the airplane without cabin. If you go in here, you will see there is no cabin at all. Just the same on the frame rate, but they will definitely have to do some more things if they want to be as efficient as the PMDGs and the Phoenix and stuff. The TFDI and the 11. These are very cool planes, and they work fine. Their performance is perfectly fine in the simulator. This plane comes along for $70 and it just doesn't work out of the box, you know. Right, so engine number 2 is starting.
Uzbek 212 contact tower on 118.105.
Switching to tower, Uzbek 212.
Alright, so we have 2 running engines. Let's turn off our APU. And all we have left is auto flight fault. Still not really sure how to get that out of the way. But at least we should be able to take off. We'll see what happens. For taxi, APU as required. The ATIs, these are all auto flaps. Nose wheel steering, that is always nice. Then we have the before takeoff checklist. APU bleed is as required. Actually, I don't understand because it is off, so this is what we actually need to do there physically. I mean, the APU is not running anyway. And FMS has been set. Trims. Yeah, just going to leave the trims there for now. Laps are set. The ATIs as well. Auto brake will go to RTL. Runway confirmed and cabin ready. Sure, that's I'll take that. Ground airBaltic 213 request taxi.
airBaltic 213 taxi to holding point runway 36 via Sierra Foxtrot Bravo.
Holding point runway 36 via Sierra Foxtrot Bravo. airBaltic 213. Really, they're making us take off via from here. Hey Ethan, good afternoon. You can handle the radios now, please.
Got it, Arkady. I'll handle the radios from here.
Right, parking brakes released. That was such a cool day today. And there was something with the steering of this aircraft as well. Takes us turn very uncomfortably. And I tried this, I don't think this have. I'm getting more and more annoyed with this aircraft. Feel like you have. All these airBaltics, very cool.
airBaltic 213, contact tower on 118.105, safe flight.
Contacting tower on 118.105, airBaltic 213. Riga Tower, airBaltic 213. Good afternoon, holding short 36, ready for departure.
airBaltic 213, Riga Tower, runway 36, wind 340 at 8, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 36, cleared for takeoff, airBaltic 213.
We're now at 14 FPS. Can we arm the ground spoilers actually in this plane? Like, I don't think so. Right, so this is all looking fine. Now, here we see auto flight fault. And I'm still not sure why that is. I guess we'll find out shortly after departure. Auto thrust system is armed. Turn that off. Start complaining. Right. Go to navigation. Or at least this is our wish list, but we are in FMS1 for the navigation. It will take us to Romeo Alpha 505. Autothrust is armed. And yes, this would be our vertical navigation. Initial climb will be 4,000. Let's just go ahead and see if we can break this stuff. If we have a timer, I think I was looking for this yesterday as well. Well, we'll put it on map. Let's get out of here. Parking brake released. Just one more thing before we go. The screen brightness. For this one here on the right. Right, parking brake released. Let's go again.
V1.
That's it outside. Also the right gear up. Feel these screens are really dark.
airBaltic 213, contact Riga departure on 129er decimal niner 25.
That's close up pilot.
Contacting Riga departure on 129er decimal niner 25, airBaltic 213. Riga departure, airBaltic 213. Good afternoon, climbing through 1000 on LAPSA 4 Juliet.
Not going nose down, are we?
airBaltic 213, Riga departure identified. Climb flight level 160.
60. Basically, we're just holding here at 2000. What is telling us?
Riga departure, Uzbek 212, how do you read?
Uzbek 212, red you 5 by 5.
For me, this plane is not worth $70. I want to tell you that. So we offer 529 and 3 miles. It's finally increasing. Flaps can come up. It's a hard time climbing for some reason, and we were cleared to climb to 60,000. Also screw the VNAV, and we'll go vertical speed. We'll just do it right then. I think I detect a slight degree of frustration. Check flight plan altitude. Yeah, we did. They cleared us to 60,000. And obviously, know myself, I must admit, sometimes when something is new and a bit challenging, my brain needs a little bit of time to adjust. So there might be an element of that. So this seems to make sense. 3,000. We should be below 3,000 here. But I can see some reason cleared us, so 60,000. I'm not sure if we then. Yeah, so basically there's a couple of scenarios possible in my head. We still fly below 3,000. Obviously, we're no longer doing that. Just that we're cleared. At least to go there once, but we are still supposed, I think, to fly the SID. Standard pressure. If we request direct LAPSA, for instance, based on the altitude messages. Departure airBaltic 213, request direct LAPSA.
airBaltic 213, direct LAPSA approved. Continue climb, flight level 160. airBaltic 2 Mike Zulu, turn right heading 205, descend to 1,500 until established.
Right 205 down to 1,500 till established, cleared ILS runway 18 approach, airBaltic 2 Mike Zulu.
The use of approved electronic devices is permitted in flight.
That's we're going direct LAPSA.
Begin shortly, and we thank you for your patience. Enjoy your flight with airBaltic.
Above 10,000. It seems to climb a little low. I don't know why that is. Probably I'm doing something wrong, obviously, but I wouldn't know what exactly.
airBaltic 213, climb, flight level 240.
Climbing flight level 240, airBaltic 213.
airBaltic 213, contact Riga control on 133.2.
contacting Riga Control on 133.2, airBaltic 213. Riga Control, airBaltic 213. Good afternoon, maintaining flight level 160.
airBaltic 213, Riga Control identified. Good afternoon, climb flight level 320.
Petersburg Center 129.3, have a good afternoon, Lufthansa 714.
Flight level 320, airBaltic 213.
Lufthansa 714, contact Petersburg Center on 129.3, so long.
Dear guests, we are now cruising at a comfortable altitude. The cabin crew will begin our snack and beverage service shortly, featuring some of our popular items, including delicious pastries and refreshing beverages. After the service, selected items from the airBaltic shop will be available for you to browse. Thank you for flying with us and enjoy your flight.
Uzbek 212, climb to flight level 280. Lufthansa 714, contact Petersburg Center on 129.3. Have a good afternoon.
Switching to 129.3, Lufthansa 714.
Russia 6324, when ready, descend to flight level 140.
Descending to flight level 140, Russia 6324.
Uzbek 212, descend to flight level 270, pilot discretion.
Descending to flight level 270, Uzbek 212. just crawling towards cruising altitude there. Maybe I've been getting a little bit too used to flying the Cessna Citation X. fast plane. To set up for our arrival. Let's have a look. Oh, 01 left. Pouch charts. So the frequency 109.9. Final approach course 00. And the glide slope will start at 2,500 feet. So are we able to set a range heading here? That would be cool. Why does it say LAPSA when I click runway 01 left? No, something is happening. We just lost our GPS. Yeah, there's a very nice aircraft. Like it's going down as well. Ethan, can you tell me what's happening to the plane? Looks like we lost our navigation.
Looks like we've lost navigation. Let's check the systems and see what's going on.
not reselect FMS speed mode, FMS 2 fail. Go. I have no clue, man, and I really don't feel like this. Just watch the flight. Engines are off. Well, this is how it ends.
AirBaltic 213, contact Sweden Control on 118.205.
Contacting Sweden Control on 118.205, AirBaltic 213. Sweden Control, AirBaltic 213. Good afternoon, descending flight level 210.
Guilt that he says descending.
AirBaltic 213, Sweden Control identified. Good afternoon, climb flight level 280.
I think you should declare an emergency. We have lost all our systems pretty much.
Declaring an emergency now, Arkady. Let's stay focused and work through this together. Sweden Control, AirBaltic 213. We are declaring an emergency. All systems are lost, and we need immediate assistance. Flight level 280, AirBaltic 213.
So is there like a checklist, a normal checklist for all systems lost? Like the, wait, let's have a look here. Bus system. Cannot turn that off. Cannot turn off the autopilot. This is like a bug. Oh, the gun goes up. Right, let's try and hand fly this sucker. God damn it, man. I'm fucking beginning to hate this plane. I'm shitting you not. Sorry, passengers. Pilot to cabin, prepare for emergency landing, please.
Understood, Captain. Preparing the cabin for emergency landing now.
Probably cannot even drop out of gear. Although, nice if they simulate
airBaltic 213, please expedite your climb to flight level 280.
Really? After we declared an emergency?
Flight level 280, airBaltic 213.
Look man, we are declaring an emergency. We cannot climb. We are going down. There is an island in front of us. We do not have navigation. We do not have propulsion. We have 152 souls on board.
airBaltic 213, contact Stockholm approach on 120.155.
Stockholm approach, you'll deal with that.
Stockholm approach on 120.155, airBaltic 213.
Sure, man.
Stockholm approach, airBaltic 213. Good afternoon, descending flight level 150.
Sure, okay.
airBaltic 213, Stockholm approach, identified. BAA, Wilcom and I have you as an emergency aircraft. Expect the ILS runway 1 left approach into Arlanda. Advise you have information Yankee. airBaltic 213, when able, say the nature of your emergency.
Expecting ILS runway 1 left approach into Arlanda. Information Yankee, airBaltic 213.
airBaltic 213, we have no engines, we have no FMS1, no FMS2. We're pretty much flying blind, and we're descending. There's an island in front of us. We're going to try and settle down somewhere.
airBaltic 213, roger, understood. You have priority. Emergency services can stand by if needed.
Well, do you have us on the radar? airBaltic 213?
airBaltic 213, say souls on board and fuel remaining when able.
Well, the bus levers are not working as well. We cannot turn off autopilot. Weird. It's more like a bug actually than actually some system just failing on us. So yeah, we can try and land there, which is going to be quite a disaster. Maybe like if we land on the beach or something. Maybe to do us any good, hopefully. I don't think we'll make it all the way over to that land there in front of us. I have no clue. We have 152, 152 souls on board. Fuel remaining is unknown. We have no way of telling.
airBaltic 213, roger.
Have speed brakes. For some reason the flap lever moves. But I very much doubt that these flaps themselves will be doing
airBaltic
anything.
213, just so we're ready. Can you give us a little more info?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know where to begin, man. I'm sorry. We have pretty much, we got some of our screens working. There's no information displayed on them. We have no engines. We have no hydraulics. Well, we can sort of steer, but yeah, it's looking bad. I know this is not very detailed, but this is what I can give you for now. Let's go to try and drop this gear.
airBaltic 213, roger, thanks. Appreciate it.
Right, well, at least the gear is dropping. the only the only chance landing here would actually really be on the beach. No clue what the hell happened, man. Just get this over with. I'm very much done with this aircraft. Now do note, we do not have crash detection enabled. Because of all my replay videos that I do. But it was some sort of a touchdown. It actually would not be that crazy. At least we can get some sort of out of the water. Having enough charge feels like it should pop up.
airBaltic 213, stay right there. The emergency vehicles are on their way.
A city known for its stunning archipelago and
There's emergency vehicles on this island, that's so cool.
until we have reached our final parking position and the seatbelt sign is turned off. On behalf of your flight crew, thank you for
So we
flying.
see what sign is turned off.
The local time is 2:55 in the afternoon.
Everybody just get the hell out, man. Open all the doors. Flight deck to cabin, get everyone out, please. The emergency service out here. airBaltic 213, we have touched down on the beach. We see the emergency vehicles. Thank you.
Boarding process now.
airBaltic 213, contact ground on 123.5 for your request.
Holy shit.
Contact ground on 123.5, airBaltic 213.
What the hell is that? Is that like a flare?
TTAP, airBaltic 213. Good afternoon, cleared of runway. Ready to taxi to the gate.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign is turned off. Emergency services are outside, so please follow their instructions as you deplane. Thank you for your cooperation.
This is so funny. Bit lame that we see these cars floating on the water. I guess they meant well. Sure if this aircraft actually has failures or something. But as I said, it doesn't feel like a failure really, the way it's but then it's probably me, but settings. I think actually this one does have failures. I don't think I did anything wrong. We were just in the FMS and just looking through the waypoints, and then clicked on runway 01. That's our runway. We clicked on it, and then it wanted to overwrite it with LAPSA, one of our previous waypoints. And it said, no, I cannot do that. I was like, sure, I've never asked for that. That already seems buggy. But again, I might really be doing something wrong, right? But then, try it again. Then I was like, okay, let's just try the fix page. I did the fix page, and then all of a sudden, FMS1 fail. And we see here, there's no more, no more GPS or anything. And our engines were off as well, but there's no readouts or anything. It looks like a terrible failure. And also unable to then turn off the autopilot, and unable to disengage the auto thrust, also unable to move the thrust levers. Seems a little bit funny. And I was trying to turn off the engines. Let's try that now, and they just switch back on. So there's definitely, it seems to me that there's something weird going on. But probably it's just me. But well, here we are at least. This would not have been a very pretty landing. But I don't think so far I really like this plane. The performance is still not what it could be, if you ask me. Like, you know, like I'm not talking about my knowledge of the systems and stuff. That's extremely limited. I'm much more capable of understanding the 321 family, the Boeing 737 and 777. Even there, there's like so much I don't know, right? But this one is really a lot different, if you ask me. I think the the smoke effects are probably by St. Engines AI, just like the emergency vehicles. And unfortunately, we also have them on the water. It's a little bit lame, but I guess, you know, we'll just have to settle for mediocrity in this world, right? Captain to the cabin. Have all the passengers disembarked?
All passengers have disembarked, Captain.
Right, thank you. Then please leave the plane as soon as you can.
Understood, Captain. We'll leave the aircraft promptly.
Alright, invisible co-pilot, leave the aircraft right now.
I'll handle the taxi request, Arkady.
No, dude. There's no taxi request. We're standing on a beach. We just made an emergency landing. I'm telling you to get out of your seat, start walking towards the exit, and go through the exit.
I can't physically leave the plane, Arkady. Let's focus on getting to the gate.
He can't. Sure.
Sweden Control, airBaltic 213, runway cleared, ready to taxi to the gate. Alright, Arkady, let's get in touch with ground for taxi instructions to our gate.
Ethan, I'm not sure if you quite understand. We just made an emergency landing and we are standing on a beach.
Sweden Control, taxi to cargo parking 2. Good day.
Oh, this is just getting ridiculous, right?
Got it, Arkady. We're on a beach after an emergency landing. Let's focus on keeping everyone safe and wait for assistance.
Well, everyone is safe. Even the cabin crew have left the plane. I'm standing in the doorway, and I'm telling you to leave the airplane. And the emergency services have been here for a couple of minutes now. So, leave the aircraft, please. They can be so stupid and so funny.
Got it, Arkady. Let's make sure everyone's safe and wait for further instructions from the emergency services.
Alright, you know what? You just stay in your seat. I'm out of here. Catch you later. Bye.
Alright, Arkady. I'll stay put. Catch you later. Safe travels.
For sure, man. Da-dee-dum. Just another day at the office. Alright, peeps. That's it. Made an emergency landing. I cannot take credit for landing it properly because unfortunately I have my crash detection turned off, as you may know, because I do lots of landing replay videos which require me to really fast rewind the aircraft in the sim, and that will sometimes just cause like external forces on the airframe and stuff, and it will just detect the crash, and that's extremely annoying and time consuming. So at some point I figured, you know what, I'm just going to turn off crash, because usually I just land fine. You know, I don't need the crash detection for that. But in situations like these, it actually would be nice, because now I would feel challenged to at least sort of, you know, see if we can actually settle down in some proper sort of way. The credit I do like to take is sort of that at least we try to land here on this beach, as opposed to the other option, which would be just a single small island filled with trees. So in that sense, I think, you know, that's not a bad choice at all. But yeah, since the crash detection is off, well, no way of knowing if this was any good, you know. But it felt okay. Probably, if this wasn't real, probably would have damaged a whole bunch of stuff like the gear and whatever, I don't know. But yeah, man, that's it. It's just a stupid game. Actually, no, not a Disney game. I mean, it's just a game. A game that's just, you know, just for fun. Alright, man. That's it. So, well, welcome to some island. Let me just check where we are. This is where we are. We're in Sweden, and it looks like this island does not have a name. But at least we made it to Sweden. Look at that. Alright, so welcome to Sweden, and I will see you at the next video, and hopefully not with this aircraft, because at this moment I don't like it. But thank you very much for checking. Everybody stay cool. Be sweet to one another, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.